G'day guys, welcome back to Play on Footy. My name is Bailey and today we'll be looking at my predictions on the Dan Houston trading situation. He's arguably one of probably the most highly touted defenders in the game, dual Australian, this is probably the most looked at and highly sought after trade in the entirety of the trading system of 2024. So there's a lot to unpack. But if you're new here, please smash the like button and the subscription button. If you're enjoying this content, I upload a lot of trade videos at the moment. That's what is in the AFL sphere at the moment. And if you love football, then yeah, this is a place to be. So thank you so much for your support. And everyone that does watch these videos, I really appreciate it. There is 3 clubs that are really after Dan Houston. Now, his first and primary, I guess, preference is Carlton. Carlton is in the sort of the premiership window, so to speak. The second one's Collingwood. They're not so much in the premiership window. They've got a lot of older players that I guess are going to just see out the rest of 2025. They haven't really been moved on. I'm talking about Sidebottom, Pendlebury, Mason Cox, Will Hoskin-Elliott. They're all beyond 30 now. There's probably some others, even Jamie Elliott's getting on now. Who's another player? They've got a lot of players that are getting on, the Collingwood Football Club. So yeah, it's not going to be long until they're really needing to get that next crop of players through. Whereas Houston, I don't think you'd really want to. I don't know. I don't think you'd really want to go to Collingwood, but hey, we'll get into what has been tabled for him pretty soon. North Melbourne is the last club. Now, this club, honestly, North Melbourne could be the one that nabs him, and I've got a bit of a theory as to why he might actually go to North. And it might not be because he's willing to, but it might be just because it's his only option, and he really wants to just get back to Victoria. So, yeah, Houston wants to get back to Victoria. He acknowledges he's contracted to Port Adelaide and he wants Port Adelaide to be, I guess, fairly compensated if he were to leave. He's certainly not demanding to leave Port Adelaide. He just wants to get back to Victoria. So I guess every player has the right to exercise their wishes, and for him it's just to get back to his family or what have you, to Victoria. I guess, yeah, that's his preference. So. But here's the thing, Gold Coast have a say in this trade, and it mainly links to John Noble. So John Noble, as you know, is leaving the Magpies to head to Gold Coast Suns. Now, pick 13 has been tabled, and Justin Lepage, the list manager or assistant manager, what have you, he has said that he is looking to replace a player of that caliber, and Dan Houston fits that type. So that's what makes Collingwood sort of I don't want to say dark horse, probably North Melbourne's a dark horse, but Collingwood are really wanting to get someone like Dan Houston services to bolster their run, because I think that's what Collingwood lack at the moment. They need a line breaker in their team. John Noble was that for a little bit. However, Dan Houston would immensely change their game style for the better. So I think that's what Collingwood have recognised, and that's what they're trying to get after. So North Melbourne, so basically both Carlton and Collingwood aren't willing to, Collingwood don't have any first round trade picks to give. Carlton do, but they're not willing to give it. But North do have. North are looking, or actually able to offer their future first to get Houston, and that is attractive, right, from Port Adelaide's perspective. So basically Collingwood, yeah, as I said, don't have anything to really give, whereas Carlton do have a pick, but they're unwilling. So at the end of the day, Port Adelaide could go, stuff you guys, Collingwood and Carlton, we're going to go to North. And that's my question, is North a destination club? Well, they've just traded Jack Darling, so he's not going to set the world on fire, but he's going to help the forward line. And they're looking to get Luke Parker as well, who again has that experience, but they're both very much older recruits. They're not 26, 25, that sort of mid-tier age where they do have like 5-6 years left in them, give or take. So I think North Melbourne, if they were to lure or land Houston, even though they're not regarded as a team that's even in the premiership window, they would suddenly, their attraction for a destination club would definitely go up, because they actually do have some pretty good players. They've got some pretty good youth coming through, and really, North Melbourne literally just needs some senior players to guide their younger players. And I think, having looked at where Hawthorn got to this year with a pretty young list, that a lot of media moguls probably didn't expect Hawthorn. I certainly didn't, to go that far or deep into September as well. It just goes to show that with a bit of help from, say, Luke Bruce or Jack Gunston, just two core senior players and a bit of leadership from James Sicily, yeah, it changes a lot. And then you bring in a bit of belief and a bit of a star in Jack Ginnivan. Really, the tables turn pretty quick for a club. So I think that's where North are at. And I don't actually think Dan Houston, if they said to him, if Port Adelaide said, hey, look, this is literally all you have. Okay, this is your only option. You go to North or you stay here at Port Adelaide. I think Houston would actually go to North. I actually think so. Because here's why. Collingwood, are basically looking at pick 13 and a future first, plus Richards, plus pick 23 to compensate Port for Dan Houston. I don't think that's enough. Yeah, I don't think that's enough. And on Collingwood's side as well, they are looking at getting rid of sort of Matt Kennedy. They've told him to explore his options. And, as I said in a video the other day, Saints could be that sort of team for Kennedy to get more mid-time. And Owies has been reported to be looking for 700, 800K. Now, that was debunked by his manager, saying that's not true. I think Owies just wants, again, a bit more sort of opportunity. And I think Carlton are just sort of saying, hey, look, we don't really need a small forward currently. We'll see what we can get for you, and hopefully that can maybe land Houston. So I just don't see Collingwood or Carlton, even though I think they are his preferences for Houston. I actually think the likelihood here, and I'm going to be very against the grain with my opinion, I think he goes to North. Seriously. North Melbourne are on the up. I actually don't think it's actually a bad idea for Houston. It will just mean he goes backwards. He's leaving a club that's really in the premiership window and really could have some great success, if not this coming year, but in 2026. It just means he's going backwards in terms of ladder position. However, I believe that he will immensely change the way North move the ball. He'll be under a relatively good coach in Alistair Clarkson, I think, and I don't think it's all doom and gloom, but I personally believe, and I predict, as this is mainly a prediction video, I predict he goes to North. I think North have enough to get it done. And, if he really wants to get back to Victoria that badly, I think he'll do it. But what do you guys reckon? Comment down below, like, subscribe. And comment your thoughts. What do you guys think? Where do you think he'll go and why? And yeah, I'll look forward to looking at the comments. Cheers, guys.